Alright folks, welcome back. This is Balatro every day, and today we're getting drilled. But first we gotta play Balatro. I picked this seed from 3 days ago because I wanted to play the blue deck. As always, you can get the seed from the video description, and when you're ready, let's go gold stake blue deck. Alright, first boss, discard random cards. In the first round, 3 9s. Very rare situation where I do think we go for the full house. If you have the high triple, then almost any pair we can get the one-shot full house. Not literally any pair, but almost any pair. So let's do the 9s, and then one option is you discard 5 cards and then try to draw a natural pair among the 5 cards that you draw. Or we could get a 9. Probably not going to get the 9. Discarding 5 and discarding 4. Discarding 4 is slightly better. Slightly better chance of getting the pairs. Usually you have some other reason to discard. Usually you have some maybe value generators in your deck that you're trying to dig for. So it is, even though it's less likely to get the pair, when you discard 5, it's better to discard 5 so that you can draw those value generators. Here, if we just want to get a pair, keeping the king or the 10 or the 8, it doesn't really matter. You just keep one of them. All right, let's try that. 10 and 8 and 5 and 4. Did we literally just draw the same cards? All right. Now, okay. So now if I discard all of these, we are sad if we draw another 10, we're sad if we draw another 5, but if I keep the king, then I have, of course, more kings than I have 10s. I have more kings than I have 8s, so I would rather have the king in hand than discard it. And just like that, we get a pair. There we go. Another 10. Alright. Here, Acrobat is interesting. Acrobat is tempting. I guess Acrobat is kind of like a times 1.5. We are playing on the blue deck. We do have 5 hands. So it makes the final hand worth 3 times as much. You go from 5 hands to 7 hands, which is maybe not that much of a boost. Even though it doesn't have any stickers, so non-rental, non-perishable, I think we don't take it. Probably we go Buffoon Pack instead. I think there's some consideration for taking the Gelato, especially going into this boss. Makes you safer going into this boss, but if we go Buffoon Pack, we can also take a Spectral Pack. Could be X, could be Ankh, could be Wraith. We would be happy about. Of course, Seals are great. Let's look inside. Immediately punished. Ideally, you take Splash instead of Flower Pot, but not as a rental, so I guess it's Flower Pot here. We could still do the move, you sell the Flower Pot, you take the Acrobat if you want, sell the Flower Pot, take the Gelato, but I think I still want the Spectral Pack. Could be Ankh, could be 2 Flower Pots. That is particularly powerful, so if you imagine, okay, it's kind of annoying to set up the flower pot, but you could do it with 2 pair, you could do it with straights, you could do it with full house, is maybe a little bit harder. But because of how powerful the flower pot is, especially if we go on here, get 2 flower pots, the one hand just wins, right? The one hand is worth 9 hands. And so you can use your discards, you can use your hands as extra discards, extra throwaway hands in order to dig for what would be a one-shot hand. If you have something like this, you're looking for a 6 of hearts or 2 of hearts, I guess. The problem with that is not how difficult it is to set up the flower pot. The problem with that is you are vulnerable to a lot of bosses. Any boss that debuffs any of your suits doesn't matter, because this says contains. It doesn't, debuff is fine, so let's do that. And then go next. It used to be Flower Pot would turn off if you have a suit debuff boss, but we changed it. Alright, here we just want to discard and try to draw hearts. Draw hearts first and then try to pair the hearts. Maybe. Maybe we don't need a pair. We can play this Queen High straight. There you go. Flower Pot also potentially generates money for us if we can one-shot. Going into the boss, I don't think Flower Pot is viable, so pretend these are not here. Do we take a Mega Buffoon or do we take Mystic Summit? I think most bosses, I would take a Mega Buffoon. I think Mega Buffoon, you get to pick 2, but you get to see 4 of them. And maybe seeing 4 of them is better than taking Mystic Summit here. But maybe there's a chance that you lose. Maybe there's a chance that you miss. Whereas Mystic Summit will always work against this boss. And we will always live doing that. So probably Mystic Summit here. I guess there's some consideration. You open the Buffoon pack and then if you miss, you can just sell the cards. But selling 2 cards, $2 each, is still less than $8. And then also you could get rentals and Eternals. So I think I take Mystic Summit here. I think is the safe thing to do. And then we can win with very little here. Could be 2 pair, could be a full house, I guess. Let's ship it. Some consideration here, maybe sell a Flower Pot for interest. Alright, we got $12. Hit the Road is interesting. Hit the Road very often is awkward if your plan is to play pairs, because usually with pairs, the reason you play pairs in the first place is because you can consistently score the same amount with every hand. 5 hands all the same with the pairs. With Hit the Road, what you want to do is you want to use your discards first before playing any hands. You want to get your molt first and then start playing hands. But maybe sometimes what you want to do is you want to play hands as throwaways so that you can save your discards for the jacks. If you don't get the jacks right away, you can't discard them. So you need to dig for the jacks first before using your discards. You have a few wasted hands, but maybe the extra molt that you get on the later hands is worth enough to make up for the previous hand. So it's kind of like Card Shark. It's kind of like Acrobat, where the final hand is bigger, better. And so I would say Hit the Road, I think, is viable. I like it even in that context, but it is slightly awkward, we gotta admit. I think is better with Flower Pot. Flower Pot, not good. Hit the Road, kind of medium, but together, I do think they work well together in the sense that Flower Pot, we only need the one hand to win, so we can afford to throw away a bunch of hands because the one hand will score now 9 times as much as any other hand. So we can throw away a bunch of hands, we can save our discards, use our discards, Hit the Road. So I think this combination would work, and maybe I would take Hit the Road here if it wasn't a rental. I think rental too expensive. If it wasn't a rental, we would take it. Go next. All right, here we have Mystic Summit, so we don't need the Flower Pots. We can just try to get a straight. Could be a 9 high straight. Passing the 3 of a kind. All right, so 15 molt, that's going to be like a ×4. So slightly less than 300 points becomes 1200. We like the Hungman. I think there's some consideration for Uranus here. When you're only playing 4 cards, maybe it's slightly awkward, slightly difficult to get the 4 different suits for the Flower Pot. I think straights are easier. I think full house is reasonable. If you can draw a full house at all, then maybe it's not that hard for the full house to be a Flower Pot hand. I think long term we could do something like 5 of a kind is pretty reasonable with the Flower Pot as well. In the short term, what we can do is if we get chips from Uranus, then with the Mystic Summit we can 2-shot most rounds and not have to worry about the Flower Pot. So I think that is money saving if we invest. And go next. All right, with the Hungman, I probably want to remove aces and 2s as if we were playing straights. We don't have to play straights, but as if we were. Let's discard the 10 here and try to get another ace. One more time. I'm trying to play 2 pair with the Mystic Summit, maybe. I could do ace and 3, we can hang them. Maybe that's reasonable. And then again, going for Could be 2 pair, or you can throw an extra 2 on there, I guess. There you go. Maybe I'm supposed to play 2 pair in case we get Supernova. Alright. So, do we want Scary Face as perishable? Do we want Faceless Joker? Faceless Joker, I think, is a little bit risky to try to do with a Flower Pot. But maybe if we have this backup hand of, or sorry, this backup plan of being able to play the 2 pair with Mystic Summit, then maybe Faceless Joker's fine. I think as an Eternal, I'm not going to take it. I think I feel pretty comfortable without it, maybe. Do we want the Arcana pack? Sure. Looking for money? No money. Could be Priestess, could be Lucky Cards, could be Los Hang'em. We can remove some 3s, I think works nicely for us. Or do we want to invest in some value generators? I think I'm just going to hang the 3s. Honestly, maybe slightly punish taking the Arcana pack there. Do I want the value generator? Or can we try to get better later? I think with the flower pots, sometimes these are going to be blanks. Is going to be a little bit scary. And so maybe thinking of these as both Eternal and blank, then maybe I don't want to take another Eternal. Let's go not take the Scary Face here because we have the 2 pair level. Okay, I can do 5s. I can do... we low on aces. I could try to do a straight. Let's go try to get a 10. I could do 9s and 5s, maybe. I think I do 9s and 5s. Yeah, let's go 9s and 5s, throwing away the queen, keeping the 7. We could draw a 7 of diamonds. If we don't draw a 7 of diamonds, I think this is also fine, and we can throw away a 4. We got the 2 pair with the Mystic Summit is 1,000 points each, so if we look ahead here, we could do 2 pair 3 times against the small blind, 2 pair 5 times against the big blind is fine. We do find the card shark, which might be worth it as a rental. Let's go Arcana first. Look inside. Alright, we get Hermie, that's great. Instead of taking a wild card there, we get a death card. So we can make another king, we can make another jack. We could just use the Hierophant and make some bonus cards. Is maybe compatible with the 2 pair plan, maybe compatible with the card shark. I think I'm gonna do extra jack, so it's easier to get the 2 pair, and then also possibly easier to do the flower pot. All right, I'll be taking card shark here. Probably we should take it, and then maybe we can switch off of the flower pots. We don't have to do the flower pots forever, I guess. Card shark is fine, and then as a rental, I'm not going to reroll here. Let's go next. So now 2 pair 8s and 5s is fine. I guess we could dig and try to get the flower pot 2 pair. I can do, this is not quite it, huh? I could do 9s and 8s as 2 pair. That's it. Okay. Boss is decreased level. Could be Seance is the opposite of the flower pot. I have 2 celestial packs. I think I'm interested in picking up some levels now. So let's go celestial. Could be Earth, could be Venus. Maybe we go Mercury. So maybe now you abandon the flower pots, you go Mystic Summit, Mercury, Card Shark, done. That's it. Okay. I think that's the correct thing to do. I think the correct thing to do is now this is the time to switch to pairs. But for science, let's try to make the flower pot work. If we're gonna do flower pot, I think short term maybe straights, long term maybe full house. Let's take a Saturn card. Take the short term plan. Again, here we get another Saturn card. Could be Uranus, could be Mars as a long-term plan. Maybe. There's another Mercury card. Like I said, we could go Mercury again. I think I go Saturn plus Uranus as the most reasonable short-term plan. And then go next. Alright, so here we have 2 pair already. 4s and 9s. Let's discard like this. We could get an 8. We could get a 7 of hearts specifically. 9 of clubs, 5 of hearts. This wins. Well, it would win if we do that. Turn on the Mystic Summit. There we go. Extra hand there cost us $1. That's fine. Alright, could be Emperor, could be Arcana. Yeah, Emperor first. Alright, could be Wheel, could be Priestess. So maybe Wheel, Priestess, Celestial Pack. Foiled again. Once again, okay, you hit the foil, you got Mystic Summit, you got Card Shark. Now you switch to pairs. Even level 1 pairs, now's the time. But let's pick up Uranus here. I think maybe Dusk, not as a rental. If we had some lucky cards, maybe you do take Dusk. I'm gonna go Celestial first. Pick up Uranus again, and then go Arcana. Alright, so we have the opportunity here. We could do Death to make another... Could be 5s, could be 8s. Could be actually just Judgment here. Could be Priestess. I like maybe Judgment. I would like to get something other than Mystic Summit. I would like to get something that generates money for me. Could be Northern Lion. Okay. Go next. Alright, if possible, let's not play a straight, let's not play 2 pair. Let's just play pairs. Is something that we could do because we have the Card Shark. We are light on aces. I guess we don't care about any of this. Alright. I don't want to play a straight. I can play a pair of jacks. And then maybe follow up with a 9. We are light on 8s, light on 7s. Alright. We can follow up this pair of 10s. And light on 8s, light on jacks. And one more of those. Alright, so that costs us some extra hands instead of... You could one-shot this boss probably with the straight. But we get to save our hand levels and maybe that's valuable. There's Saturn again. There's a Cola, which maybe I don't super care about. So I think Saturn is reasonable and then follow up with an Arcana pack. Are we doing straights? We got 48 cards in the deck. We might. We could hang them again. We could make a gold card. I think with the value generated upstairs, we just hang them. I think 5 and 4, we just hang them on the low end. And then build into those middle straights around the jacks. Let's hang them. And then, no standard pack here. Not yet. Go next. Alright, that looks like 2 pair to me, so Mystic Summit here, and then ship it. Okay. Against the boss here, clubs are debuffed. We can still get flower pot activation. There's a runner as a source of chips. As a source of chips, I'm into it. I think Northern Lion out then. Do we need this? It makes us safer against certain bosses, maybe no repeat hand types boss. Maybe this doesn't matter. Maybe I just keep the value generator. Maybe we have enough straight levels that this doesn't matter. Maybe foil. The runner doesn't matter. Alright, goodbye, Kai. Let's go standard pack. Could be a wild 5. Is interesting. Now I feel slightly awkward about having removed 5s. The wild cards are going to be debuffed by the boss, but go next. Alright, do we want to try to draw the 5? Maybe. Straight or 2 pair? If we do the straight, we're looking for, it would need to be an 8. In that case, let's do the 2 pair. We got the 2 pair. We did not get the gold seal, and that's fine. Okay. Could be Empress. Could be another standard pack. In that case, let's go clearance sale. So, standard pack first. Could be a red seal 3, could be a molt 4. Let's not do that. Empress is okay, could be buffoon pack here. I would like to replace this Mystic Summit. We do have to worry about the rental fee slightly. Let's go next. Alright, so what are we doing here? The 5, I could turn it into a molt card and then we get the money right now, but then we lose the wild card. I think I would like to keep the wild card because we have the flower pots. The aces are not going to happen. We can keep the queens, I guess. I have 2s and queens for the flower pot. Okay. With the Empress, where do we want to do it? Maybe not here, maybe not yet. Okay. Flower pot still works even though we have the debuff cards. And we have a lot of leftover hands to pay for the rental fee. Probably no Saki Busky here. The hand size helps. Except for the boss, a little bit stinky. Try a standard pack. Could be a bonus 10? No. Now we have Mega Buffoon. Mega Buffoon or take the hand size here. I think we don't need the hand size yet. Could be one of those. And then we lose the value generator. Yeah, I mean that makes sense. So pick up a dagger. We don't have to use it right away. We may be able to survive a few rounds, but I think I am going to use it right away. So now with 26 molt, we could switch to pairs. We could, with the 2s here, I'm going to go for the straight this time. Is that correct? We don't actually need the flower pots because they're the card shark. So it could be it makes sense to just play 2 pair a couple times. And then this straight wins. Let's try to get the gold seal. We got the gold seal, so this wins. In that case, do we want to lean into the straights with the flower pot, or do we want to lean into the 2-pair with the card shark? I'm asking this question trying to determine where we put the Empress. If we sell the Empress right now, we get an extra $1 of interest. Maybe if you have the dagger, I'd rather have the money. Okay. Oops. Let's go Emperor. Judgment is okay. Arcana is okay. Let's go Celestial first, then Arcana. So here, Neptune, Venus, Jupiter, none of this important. And then go Arcana. Alright, Temperance for $8. Bummer. Let's go Judgment. Alright. Temperance for 9. No strength here. I probably want to strengthen my 5 into a 6. If we can. Now's a good time for the hand size. Go next. Alright. So, almost a straight. Just missing any king or 9. Okay, so queen, jack 10, 9, 8. I need to do this queen. So that wins. There's the 5. So I said I wanted to strengthen the 5. Is there anything else I want to strengthen? Maybe another 5? I think I just do it now. The 1 card is fine. And then we can play this. Great. Alright. So I'm targeting the jacks through 6s. Okay. Hallucination here is fine, probably. Get a Saturn card. We can follow it up with Priestess before opening the Mega Pack. Maybe Uranus. I'm still casually interested. Alright. Uranus here, and then Saturn. And go next. Alright, so are we doing 2-pair? Or are we doing the straight? Let's try 2-pair. Since we have the -1 hand size, let's try 2-pair. So there's that. There's 7s. Could be 7s and 8s. Maybe. Looking for something with spades. I could do this straight wins because of the flower pots. I mean, the flower pots are functional. Alright, so could be Emperor here, could be... I don't think I just pick up Uranus here. I think we are hoping for better inside this Celestial Pack. Go Emperor first. Moon and Lovers. Could be Lovers on a 7. Look inside. So there's another Saturn. Honestly, we've gotten Saturn almost every time from the Celestial Packs. This is an incredibly lucky amount of Saturns, in my opinion. Let's go Buffoon Pack for the dagger value. Fortune Teller as a rental. Just take the bus for the +2. A little bit awkward, we got the discount voucher before getting the dagger. Now dagger is less good. Obviously still good enough, but admittedly less good. Let's wait before taking the hand. Let's not skip. Alright. Here, I think we go for the straight. The straight wins. 9, 8. Here's a 7. So we already have the hand. Okay, so we could go wild 7, maybe. Go with the 6. And then ship it. Okay. That gold seal is happening a lot. Okay, so could be superposition, could be Empress again. Let's try a standard pack for a blue seal 2. I feel comfortable doing that, even though it's out of range. Our straight is Jack through 6, but blue seal out of range is fine. Could be Judgment here. I think Chariot is useful if you're doing straights, but maybe less important if we have the dagger. I think making a gold card would be useful. I think the first thing I'm going to do is Emperor, though. So let's do 9s and 8s. We can make molt cards in the middle. Go Emperor. Alright. Justice. Probably we go Glass Jack. That's a card where if we break it, then it doesn't bother us. Empress, we could use it on a Jack and a 10. Is probably not super important for us to do. I think here, gold card instead of Judgment. Maybe a gold 5 if we're gonna do the 6. And then go next. Alright, so because we have the 7, we've got 8, 9. Something looks like this. Garbage truck outside. Alright, so we have the hand. We could try to dig for the gold card. We could try to dig for the blue seal. It is expensive, costs us a couple bucks to do that. I think it's worth it. I think having the hand size makes it more worth it, where otherwise it might be not worth it. Okay, play a pair. So drawing 4 at a time is definitely better than drawing 3 at a time if we had one less hand size. Alright, I think I still do it one more time. Bummer. So here's the 10 high straight. We got the natural flower pot hand even without the wild cards. Because an extra hand is like an extra discard, we can certainly dig for the right hand when we want to. But then we get way less money. So this is interesting. The wing caps. Maybe it's a little bit too late to make that happen. I want the hand size no matter what. If we take the hand size, do we also take this Celestial pack? I think the Celestial pack is less important now that we have the blue seal. So let's just save our money and go next. Alright. We almost have it. We just need any... No, we need spades. Okay, we have any 7 wins. Okay. So I need the 9, I don't need the 8, I don't need the 6. I am still looking for any 7. And we have enough hands that we can dig for it, it's fine. Ship it. We have the 7. This works because we have the 6 count as clubs. We could try to dig for the gold or the blue seal. I think I'm not gonna dig. Before I was drawing into either gold or blue seal. Here, if it's just the blue seal, I don't think it's worth playing 3 cards to try to draw it. Alright, could be the Chad is going to be useful with the gold seal. Boss says can't play 2 pair because that's my most played hand. So, alright. Last card I used was the Devil, so let's go. Celestial pack's okay, I guess. There's this stuff I don't care about. maybe Chad, maybe Arcana first. So it could make another wild card. This is anti-7, so I don't have to worry about any more suit bosses. We could go wild 8 instead of making a gold card. I think is fine. And the Chad, I think we keep it. Okay, so 10, 9, 8, 7. This is missing a 6. The 6. So we have what will be a winning hand. Okay. I can drop the 8s. Okay. We can play a jack. We can play an ace. So we drew the gold card. I'm inclined to just ship it. That's fine. The Chad pays for itself here. Kinda. Cost me $3, gives me $6, so it pays for itself. Throwback, no. Juggler, no. Celestial Pack gives me... Okay, now we're a little bit light on the Saturn cards. That makes more sense. If I'm taking the Chad, I'm not feeding the dagger anymore. How do I feel about that? I think since it is a rental anyway, maybe we're just supposed to feed the dagger. Though I guess this is only $2. Crystal Ball I'm gonna take, even though it's not super important for me to do that. Alright. If we had kept the Chad, we could play the 6 as a solo and then sell the Chad after. I can do a full house here with the flower pot. This doesn't win. Okay. So we don't need the glass jack. We don't need the 6. We just need a 7. We have a 9 of spades. We have a 10 of spades, I guess. Alright. So we have a winning hand, but I think we still keep digging here because we want to get the gold seal value. And also we want to dig for the blue seal anyway. Okay. So we got all the wild cards. We can play 4. I've not seen the blue seal. That's a little bit sad, I guess. Go one more time. Alright. So there you go. 10 high straight. I think with 7 cards left in the deck, we might have been able to draw them all if I had discarded a little bit more aggressively, 5 at a time instead of 4 at a time. Maybe something to keep in mind for the next round. There's Wasos. Wasos is awkward with this build. Because if we get the hand, we win, and if we don't get the hand, then we lose. We don't even score 25%. Alright, I spoke too soon about the Saturn cards. Bummer. Mega standard. Could be another blue seal. I think it's not too late. Gold queen, I think maybe I don't take. Maybe it's not important for me to do. Alright, wait, so let's get in here. So we have, once again, we have the hand. Owing that to the gold seal, right? Or not the gold seal, but the wild card. Good wild card. Alright. Blue seal in hand, we should just send it, right? I could dig 3 at a time. Let's just send it. Oh. Interesante. I guess maybe we could have known that. Okay, so we can easily get another one. We just need an 8 now. I could play the full house like that. Bummer. Maybe I should have played a couple pairs. We definitely could have gotten the blue seal there if we had played a couple pairs first, knowing that the hand wasn't going to win. Oh well. Erosion here, not useful. Judgment. I think it's Ran. This boss, extra large. So that's just a 2 straight situation, basically. That's fine. Here, maybe Mercury, doesn't matter. Let's reroll once and go next. We could skip to reroll the boss. Nah. Alright. Pair of aces. Okay, blue seal in hand. This is a winning straight-ish, probably. Okay. So let's... This works, right? 200,000, right? Play a couple. We got the card shark, we can do the high card here. We get the gold card anyway, it's fine. Alright, now this definitely wins. Send it. Okay. In the next round we need 300, so in the next round probably we do play a couple of hands. Emperor, Judgment. Lovers we probably save for the boss as the finisher. That way we can guarantee the draw. Gold Seal 5 as a holographic is not super important. Let's go look inside. Could be Justice. So we have a glass jack. It would be nice to probably have a glass 9, or it could be a glass queen. I guess between the two of those, let's go glass queen. Let's go blue seal glass. And then go next. Alright. So looking for 2 hands here. This is not it yet. I don't need this 9. I do want the blue. Looking for a 6 or a jack. One more time. So we have the jack. The expectation here is that this doesn't win. Maybe with the mult cards it might. Okay. That's fine. Okay, Wrathful Joker we could pick up, I guess. Could be a baseball card. Alright. Take a Wrathful Joker. What's in here? Take the money. Reroll for tarot cards. There's Huesos. Alright, so Violet Vessel, Huesos definitely works. Baseball card definitely works. We win, it's done. Alright, there's a strength card that helps us with the straight draw. Okay, so for science, if you didn't have the baseball card, what would you do? You would do... We need to draw 2 straights here. We have a lot of freedom here, except for maybe having 2 10s in hand is bad. We are probably playing into the middle. So if we're playing into the middle, we, I guess, discard like this. So Jack, Queen, 10, 9, 8. That's a flower pot straight that we can play. Okay, and then we need one more of those in order to get the 900,000. So we can discard all of these. We don't need a Jack of Hearts. Okay, we have a winning hand. We could... Let's see here, 25 cards in the deck. We can throw away the king. Fine. Okay. Keep the wild 8, I guess. Throw away the ace. I have 2 queens. Fine. Okay. So we have wild 8 counts as spades. Play the 9 as a high card. 15 cards in the deck. We have the jack. We don't need the 2. We can throw away this 9. We can toss the king here. So we need to draw here. Any 6 works, any queen works, any jack works. There you go. Okay, we can turn the 6. We can strengthen the jack. There you go. So how about a wild queen? That's it. Sad we didn't get the glass queen. Oh well. Chip it. We get the Wrathful Joker synergy on the wild cards. Alright. Okay. Couple things. Number one, we saw here a lot of opportunities to pivot to pairs. So this is like a common question is, okay, if you tell people you can just win with pairs, what does that mean? You know, how do I know when I'm able to win with pairs? What we're looking for is a generic plus mult joker. So for example, could be Mystic Summit. It's not super strong, it's not glorious, but it is enough. Halvesies is slightly better, but 20 mult versus 15 mult is fine. Use all your discards is fine. The point is the 15 mult applies to every hand that you play, no matter what hand you play. Okay, so we got Mystic Summit, and then we're looking for some source of chips. And maybe that can be, it could be a foil joker, it could be literally slide joker, but foil, that's, you know, again, gonna apply to any hand. It could be you get just one planet card. You just get 15 chips. And again, not very strong, not glorious, but that is enough. And maybe even stronger than that. If we have Card Shark, now this is a strong indicator that pairs are possible. So we've got Card Shark, we've got the foil, we've got the Mystic Summit, we're good to go. And then the benefit of playing pairs is it is easier to do things like the seals and the gold cards and get the value generators. And so even though you're scoring less points per hand, you're scoring more hands per round. And then all of those hands added together are going to score more than playing just one big hand, potentially. Definitely different in the case where you have the 2 flower pots. You have these sort of conditional X-Mult jokers where you play the one good hand and then that scores enough points for 2 or 3 rounds worth of points. Flower pot is workable. So here we saw with the blue deck using the extra hand as an extra discard, even without using all our hands every round, being able to very comfortably set up the flower pot. Some things that help with to where, you know, we're only using 2 discards and then maybe 1 hand, and we have the flower pot hand right away. We have the hand. So maybe some things assisting with that are, of course, the blue deck. Even though we weren't using all the hands, that's like in theory that can help you set up the flower pot. Extra hand size, super important. Wild cards, helpful, but not necessarily super important. We said the the bosses that debuff your suits, these don't turn off the flower pot. It still counts as playing the card, but they do turn off your wild cards if that's something that you're concerned about, if that's something that you're relying on. So maybe have like a backup plan not to rely on that. I think 2-pair with the flower pot is viable but awkward. I think straights is the easiest. I think straights are very playable from the very beginning. So unmodified deck, it is pretty reasonable to play straights. And then if you are playing straights, it is somewhat reasonable to do the flower pot at the same time. I think it is slightly like playing straight flushes. Straight flushes, of course, if you draw 4 out of 5 cards, then there's just the one card in your whole deck that you're looking for, and then maybe you don't get that one. And it's kind of the same thing with the flower pot, where you draw 4 out of 5 cards and then the one missing card. It's not just the rank that I care about, it's also the suit that I care about. I think flower pot straights are still easier to do than straight flushes, but it is in that direction where you're looking for a specific suit to go with the rank. But maybe straights as a hand where you get a lot of points per hand, so different from pairs. Pairs, not that many points per hand, but straights already a lot of points per hand, already the type of hand where you only need one scoring hand per round. So you take the straight and then you amplify it with the steel cards, you amplify it with the glass cards, one hand per round. You amplify it with the flower pot. I think this fits very naturally into that game plan. The question is that something that you can do reliably in general? So like, are you reliably able to play straights on gold stake at all? And the answer is usually not. Usually the problem is with the higher scoring requirements, you eventually get to a point where you need to play 2 straights per round. You can always get 1 straight per round, you can't always get 2 straights per round. And that's when you start to lose. That's when you actually lose the round. When you can't win in 1 straight, when you need that second straight. But maybe if you have something like flower pot that can enable your straight build. Obviously, blue seals can enable your straight build, where if you just have like level 30 straights, then that just wins. But maybe even without the blue seal value, even with only 9 planet cards, only level 10 straight, then maybe flower pot could be the thing that completes the build, that enables you to win with the straights, and not just things like 4 fingers or shortcut as enabling you to play a lot of straights. Sometimes it's about playing just the one big straight. Take care, everyone.